What's up, fam? It's your boy, Heaven Hollywood, and we're back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor, in case you didn't know. That's itydk.blog. Make sure you check them out on all mobile devices in the World Wide Web. Before we get started, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss one video. Let's go. And we're gonna start this thing off with your girl, Jennie Kim, Blackpink Jennie, aka Jennie Ruby Rose. So Jennie Kim, it looks as though she registered a unreleased song. Okay, this unreleased song got registered on ASCAP. You and Me by Jennie from Blackpink has been registered on ASCAP. Now, since this tour is ending, people are thinking that this may start or embark on Jennie's solo career era. All right? So, if this song is coming out, usually when them songs go to ASCAP, it means it's close to being released. Now, sometimes it doesn't get released, but it's close to getting released usually. So this would be Jennie embarking on Jennie's solo career. The song is called You and Me. It got registered onto the ASCAP, so y'all let me know. Do y'all think this is it? Jennie's big solo new era is going to get kicked off because the tour is almost over, and this usually Blackpink does their own thing, when they're not on tour. So this could start the Jennie Kim era. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Moving on. And we're going to talk about Billboard because there are some music executives behind the scenes. They are talking that they are worried and depressed as the industry continues to struggle to find big artists' breakthroughs, noting that Olivia, Rodrigo, and Ice Spice as the last recently successful ones. Well, Ice Spice has been less than a year, but they're figuring out a year is too long. Quoted from an executive, "Nobody knows how to break music right now. Each person I talk to in the industry is more depressed about this than the person I talked to before them." And I'm going to get to this article. This is something that I have spoken on before. And remember, I told everybody that, nowadays, breaking artists is just not the same as it used to be. So on this article, it says pop stars aren't popping like they used to. Do the labels have a plan? Right? So the article says, what does it mean to break an artist? It's a question that has plagued the music industry in recent months. If a singer has billions of streams but walks down the street unrecognized, have they broken? Is a lone billion stream single enough, or is a second hit required as proof of staying power? And what if an artist racks up multiple hits but can't pull off a major headlining tour? The consensus among label executives is that the last pop artist to break big was Olivia Rodrigo, who had 4 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 hits during 2021 and debuted at number 1 on the chart with Vampire in July 2023. It's a track record that today makes her seem like a unicorn. They continue. Nobody knows how to break music right now, one senior executive laments. I think they're all lost. There is a need and desire for new artists that have substance, artists that are more than just a song, that we can really lean into, buy concert tickets, buy merchandise, says Jay Irving, a manager and founder of the artist services and distribution company Human Resources. Now, some blame the meager number of big breakthroughs on label decisions, According to the first A&R executive, labels sign more and more, sign worse than ever before in the decade plus that I've been at a major. Now, as I look through the article, the Billboard article, what I can see, I did not see a mention of Ice Spice there, but I know on the IG post, I don't know whether they just added this in on their own, but they was said that they noted that Ice Spice and Olivia Rodrigo were like the only two they saw. But I did not see a mention of Ice Spice in this article. But if you look back over the last couple of years, it really is just Ice Spice and Olivia Rodrigo. Over the last couple of years of artists that were broken, before, those other artists were already signed, but they seem as though that they're depressed and worried about it. And a lot of people that are making comments, they're saying because the music industry started worrying more about the image than they did the actual talent. And this is something you can go back to what Nicki Minaj said in her interview with Joe Budden. She said no one cares about the talent anymore, it's just the image, right? And Ice Spice, as much as people want her to be out to be the star, it's amazing that Nicki did say that. She says that, and she said it also something similar to Elliott Wilson as well. And then like Ice Spice right now is her main sidekick, and she is basically all looks, because that is not the type of talent Nicki is used to associating herself with, right? So shout out to Olivia Rodrigo and shout out to Ice Spice, right? These labels, y'all need to get it together, man, and start going back to signing talent, signing people who can actually rap, sign these pop stars and push them. Artists like Chloe Bailey, artists like Normani, they need to be pushed. They're more than just good looks. Chloe Bailey is a full, whole artist. She does everything. All right, so get back to signing people for their talent and stop trying to be cheap and just find someone who looks good because you can pay them anything. That's why you're not breaking artists. And we're going to close it out with Iggy Azalea. Iggy getting herself in more and more trouble. Well, not trouble, but getting dragged more and more. Now, if you remember, Iggy Azalea was one of the people who sent in a letter to the judge for Tory Lanez. Now, when it got put on blast, Iggy said she never once mentioned the case. She is not on anyone's side. She was just told to give her accounts of her time spent with Tory Lanez, and that's what she did. She doesn't account, she does not support violence. She does not support domestic violence and stuff like that. She just said, I never mentioned the case. Well, her letter got exposed today, and here's a little bit of what Iggy Azalea said. She says, Dear Honorable Judge Hereford, I'm writing to you in regards to a case in your court. The people of the state of California versus Daystar Peterson. And she gave the case number. Now, this was written in February 2023 after he'd been convicted. My name is Iggy Azalea, and I've been a successful musician for the last decade. I've sold over 65 million records through my career. Had #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. I think Iggy got one. And broken records previously held by the Beatles. My music has been nominated for 6 Grammys, and I have a multitude of other musical awards throughout my career. I've toured with some of the biggest acts in music, from Beyonce to Pitbull. Go ahead, Iggy, talk your ears. I've also collaborated with everyone from Britney Spears to Jennifer Lopez. Is this about Tory or Iggy? In short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do. And I'm well respected by my peers. We're going to get off of Iggy. Iggy went on talking about herself some more. She said, in fact, the very reason I felt is imperative I share my viewpoint as a woman in music in regard to Daystar Peterson. Before that, she said, one unfortunate consequence of that is I am a victim of abuse myself. I must make note of the things I've suffered through so that you understand definitely I would not write to you on behalf of an abuser. She then says, you are presiding over this case, and it would mean a great deal to me if you'd please let me share with you why Tory Lanez is far from your average entitled rap star. I believe in justice, and I know you do too. You dedicated your life's work to it, and I respect that deeply. That's why I'm taking my time to do this, because I know the person you all understands and order and truly conclude what a fair sentence is. Iggy Azalea then later goes on to state, because she knows Tory Lanez this well, she knows he would never hurt anybody, especially a woman. Now, I'm gonna put the rest of this letter in the community. Please go by and check it out. And Iggy Azalea just lied to everybody, and she got dragged some more because she said she never mentioned the case in her letter. And by her saying he never hurt anyone, especially a woman, that is talking about the case. All right. She says, Judge Hereford, I was elated when I saw your name in relation to a child because you have a reputation of being a very fair judge. In fact, it's one of the reasons I was saddened Daystar had subpar legal counsel and did not take the stand at his own trial. We've all been frozen in fear before. The unfortunate side effect of his choice is he's being painted in the most unrecognizable way to you, the jury, and the public. Holy smoke. Iggy later goes on to state, Tory told her that he was happy that God landed him in jail because it will humble him. It will humble him. Well, Iggy Azalea, you just may have been one of the reasons why Judge Hereford decided to give Tory 10 years. Because if he is humbled to be in, and he's happy, that's your words, he's happy to be in jail. Iggy Azalea, the judge may have been like, yo, I think I'll give him 5 or 6 years. Let me finish reading these letters. He's happy that he's in jail. Oh, he is? Oh, okay, well, forget the, no, you know what? I don't want to hurt no man's happiness. How does 10 sound? Forget 5. I was going to give him 5, but Iggy Azalea, the international superstar who's toyed with Beyonce, if she's toyed with Beyonce, she got to know what she's talking about. We're not going to give him 5. We're going to give him 10. Way to go, Iggy. It's your boy Evan Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.